Good evening and hi there, my viewers. Today I want to talk about lifestyle and saving. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are doing it from home, so yeah, home edition, and having some cup of coffee and relaxing. It's a Saturday evening, and we are all good. I want to thank God for the far He's brought me and enabling me to do this, and I don't take it for granted. So let's get to business. About lifestyle and saving, basically, I want to talk about how we live our life daily and the things that we do that are making us poor. And some people, you find someone saying that they are earning something like 10,000, 15,000, others 20,000, others 30,000, and then you find that someone feels that is too little for them to survive in Nairobi or any other town that they are in. But today I want to show you I want to tell you how you can minimize the little you have and still save something. And at the end of the year, you'll have something tangible. You will be able to make an investment and forge on with life. Let's say, for instance, someone stays in Embakasi and they get a job in Kilimani. This means that this person has to commute to Kilimani before they can maybe get their first salary or second salary so that they can be able to shift to a nearer place, because it depends with how much they are being paid. Let's say this person is earning 20,000. How can this person be able to save? First thing, in Nairobi or in any other town, you have to choose one thing. Are you spending on accommodation or are you spending on transport? You can't be paying 13,000 for rent and you're still using 7,000 for transport in a month. So you have to think about it and know how you can be able to save on one thing and spend on the other. Let's say, for instance, you're staying in Embakasi and you're working in Kilimani and your salary is 20,000. In Embakasi, you can get a single room a single roomed house that is, let's say, 3,500 to 5,500. So get a place where you can pay less rent because you're already spending on transport. But at the same time, how can you save on this transport? First thing, we have a train that comes from Syokimau. If you wake up early, not even early because the train passes by through Embakasi at around 7 or 7:30 sometimes when it gets late. So if you're up and you're there, you can go with the train. The train is cheap and at the same time it will save you on jam. Get into that train up to the railway station. You will pay only 40 shillings. When you get to town, you should know Mashimoza Nairobi, because when you get to town, going to going to Kilimani, there are matatus that will charge you 50 bob, there are matatus that will charge you 40 bob, there are matatus that will charge you 30 bob, there are matatus that will charge you 20 bob. If you go to Kencom, you will be charged 50 bob. If you go to Ambassador and board Metrotran, you will pay 30 bob. If you go to Nairobi Sports Club outside there, you will be charged 20 bob. So get to talk to people, get to know the routes they use and where you can use less transport and save. So by saying this, what am I saying? Someone will come from Embakasi, board a matatu from Embakasi to town, let's say Pipeline to town, and they pay 100. They pay 100 every day, and by the end of the month they start saying they haven't saved anything. The same person is staying in a one bedroom house where they are paying something like 13,000, or let's say between 10 and 13 or 10 and 15. This person can never save anything because their salary is 20k. They're already spending 13,000 on rent, and what remains they'll pay transport, and this person will be living hand to mouth. They can't even do a shopping for their house for them to cook. So the sense I'm trying to put here is, get into that train in the morning, pay 40 bob. But if you board that train between 7 and 7:30, before 8 or 8 on the dot, you will be in town. Get to work or board the train earlier at 7 and then you can get to town, and by the time you're heading to Kilimani, from town to Kilimani there is no traffic, so give it like between 15 minutes and 20 minutes and you'll be in the office. And you will have saved, because you can use 40 bob and you can use 20 bob from town to Kilimani. You've used 60 bob one way, and another person will still board from the same place you're boarding and they'll pay 100 from Embakasi and they will go to Kencom and pay 50 bob, and they will be using 300 by the end of the day. Not even 300, because it depends, because sometimes in the evening the matatus are very expensive. Then the other thing, let's say you're coming from Kilimani to town. From Kilimani to town in the evening, if it's not peak hours, it's 30 bob at around 6. When it gets to around 8, it's 20 bob. So you need to be strategic. You can be finishing up your work in the office, and you come out of the office at around 7. You will pay 20 bob to town. After that, when you get to town, don't go to commercial, where you will, all the matatus there are charging 100 bob to come to Embakasi. Go to Ambassador, where you will get the same matatus coming through Mombasa Road. They will save you the jump, and at the same time you will pay cheaper, because if it's around 8 in the night, they are paying 50 bob. If it's earlier than that, it can't get to 100 that is being paid at commercial, because at commercial sometimes you find matatu is going to Pipeline, they'll tell you 150. They'll tell you 150 and it's not raining, and you can't bargain on that. It's either you're paying or you go and stay until maybe you get another matatu, or maybe they reduce the prices. Please, if you want to save on transport and you don't know where you can get cheap matatu, kindly talk to the people you're working with, like colleagues. They'll always advise you. Like, if you're working in Kilimani, you can't fail to get people who come to town, or people who stay within where you stay. Secondly, I want to talk about lifestyle and saving in regards to what we eat, like our daily meal, or everything that we consume in terms of food. Let's say, for instance, you're not working from home, you're not self-employed, and you go to the office. What do you do to make sure that you're saving? This doesn't apply to only people who are low income earners, or you're there in the middle. It applies to everyone, whether you're earning 250,000, whether you're earning 20,000, whether you're earning 50k, because when it comes to what you're eating and how you're packaging yourself, it also determines how you really saving. Let's say, for instance, personally, I do ngwashi or nduma in the morning, and if I've not bought the ngwashi or the nduma from the market to come and boil and pack to work for breakfast, I buy. So I have a lady who sells ngwashi. She sells for me at 20 bob, and the ngwashi she sells at 20 bob is enough for me, like it can make me full. So I'm spending 20 bob on that ngwashi, and when I go to the office, there is tea. So I have saved, because if I was to say I'm going to buy bread, I would buy bread, let's say, at 50 bob or 70 bob, put in the house. So I'm not eating healthy, and at the same time I'm not saving. So I find it economical to get something that you can have in the house, like nduma, ngwashi, boil, pack and go to the office. Also, the other thing, how much are you spending on your lunch and your dinner? Let's say you're working in the office, have your lunch box, cook food in the house. You can cook food on weekends and maybe store it in the fridge. If you don't have a fridge or a freezer, still you can decide that you will be cooking what you cook at night. You will pack some for lunch, because this is very economical. Reason as to why I'm saying this is because in Nairobi it's very easy to economize, it's very easy to save. Make sure also what you're buying in bulk. If you're getting tomatoes, let me say generally groceries, get groceries, stock them in the house. Get cereals, stock them in the house. So you're eating healthy, at the same time you're saving. The reason as to why I'm saying this is because people who go to the office, especially gentlemen, they say for them they can't be seen in a dish, with a dish packing food to the office. Yes, you don't want to be seen with a dish, but how much are you spending on your lunch every day? Because this can be one limitation as to why you're not saving. So in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say, if you're going to the office, make sure you're packing something for breakfast from home, and something that is not expensive. And also make sure that you've packed your lunch, and at the same time make sure you're saving on transport at the same time. So your saving technique should be balancing between what you're paying, what you're spending on rent, what you're spending on food, and what you're spending on transport. If those three are not balancing, then you will never save. Also, make sure whether you're earning 20,000, whether you're earning 10,000, you're saving something. May it be 100 every day, may it be 20 bob every day, and you will be amazed by the results. Because if you're saving 100 every day, okay, let's say you're saving only 1,000 in a month. How much is that at the end of the year? That is money that you can invest even in a business. Yeah, so kindly, let's save. Let's think about what we are spending on things that are important and things that are not important. Another point on lifestyle and saving: how we dress, and how we, like, let's say, make your hair, and of course things to do with makeup and everything. You find that someone in Nairobi is earning 20,000 and they do their hair after every 2 weeks. The hair they are doing after every 2 weeks is not less than 2,000, 2,500, 3,000. Kindly, and I'm begging you, you can't be going to the salon after every 2 weeks and you're earning 20,000. That is not economical. You can't be saving as much as you would be saving when you're spending that much on hair. The reason as to why I'm saying this is because you can do something better with that money other than spending it on your hair. Also, on makeup, you find that most of the products that are original for makeup are very expensive. So, think and strategize on how you're spending. If you're spending 20,000 and you've balanced your rent, you've balanced your transport, and you've balanced what you're spending on food and upkeep, kindly get something that you can do to your hair that can help you save. For instance, personally, as you can see, I have baby locks. Yeah, I do them myself. The only thing I do, if I want to trim my hair, I go to the kinyozi and they trim it, and I can do the dye myself, or I tell the kinyozi guy to do it. The last time I spent on my hair was mid-June. So I personally, I don't go to the salon. I just go to the kinyozi. If I want to trim the hair, the guy will trim it. If I don't want to trim the hair, then I'll just do my dye, because I love it. I love it dyed, so I can still do without. So what I'm trying to say here is, if you want to save, you can't be spending unreasonable cash on your hair. Kindly get something that you can do that is not going to make you spend so much. Lastly, what I want to talk about is how we dress. Like, how much are you spending on clothes and shoes? Let's say, for instance, you're still within the same salary rate, because most of the jobs in Nairobi pay between 15,000 and 25, 30, 35, 40. Like, yeah, that is the salary range for most of the jobs in Nairobi, especially for people who don't have so much experience. So what I'm trying to put across here is, get to know where you can get things at a cheap price. If it means waking up and going to Gikomba, you can still go and shop there. Get to know people who know places in Gikomba where you can get things at a relatively cheap price, and nice things actually. Not going to buy these new clothes that are actually, we call them school uniform, that everyone has. You can be unique, and you can be smart, and classy, and you're still saving a lot. Personally, I don't shop from malls because I want to stick to my lanes. So what do? There are people who sell on the streets. You can get dresses as low as 300, and they are nice clothes, the camera ones. So you can get dresses at 300. You can identify someone who is selling sweaters, someone who is selling trench coats. You can get trench coats for as low as 200. You can get the kimonos for as low as 300. You can get shoes on the streets. People in Nairobi know that the time when people are giving a throwaway price because it's rush hour, people are trying to close businesses and they haven't sold. You can get shoes. You can get nice shoes for between 200 and 350. So please try and identify. You can't try and identify where you can get things at an economical price and an affordable price. You can't be earning 10,000 in Nairobi and you still go to shop in malls. The same dress you're buying at a mall for 2,500, I can get it at 300. Just think, how much am I saving? How much am I saving? Identify people who are selling stuff at an affordable price. If it's shoes, let's say you found someone who is selling nice shoes, get their contact after buying, because you find that these people are mobile, especially people on the streets, because of kanjo. So identify people who are selling things at a cheap price, get their contacts. If you're so busy, these people can deliver for you at work, or sometimes if you want to be delivered at your doorstep, that can be done. At your doorstep, that can be done. So kindly, let's identify these people, and please, let's save. Lastly, I want to thank you for listening and watching. Go down there, like, share, subscribe, comment. Thank you and love you.